ISIS. Here's Gabe Gutierrez.
Affidavit.
They supported President Trump's efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Tonight, Rudy Giuliani, then Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, and 75 other allies have been pardoned.
This is bigger than Donald Trump.
The White House says these great Americans were persecuted and put through hell by the Biden administration for challenging an election, which is the cornerstone of democracy. Still, the pardons are largely symbolic, since they'd only apply to federal cases, and no one on the list faces federal charges. Today, President Trump welcoming to the White House Syria's interim president, Ahmed al-Sharaa, who remarkably toppled notorious dictator Bashar al-Assad. A former jihadist who once fought U.S. forces in Iraq, al-Sharaa later renounced extremist views, and tonight is expected to join the U.S.-led coalition against ISIS, two U.S. officials tell NBC News. He was seen over the weekend playing basketball with U.S. military officials.
We want to see Syria become a country that's very successful, and I think this leader can do it.
Meanwhile, after a dramatic entrance on Air Force One Sunday, President Trump received a mixed reaction, including some boos at the Washington Commanders game, where he also appeared in the broadcast booth.
I played tight end, but I mean, it was not quite football like this. It was a little bit easier.
When asked about an ESPN report that the president wanted the Commanders' new planned stadium named after him, the White House telling NBC News that would surely be a beautiful name, as it was President Trump who made the rebuilding of the new stadium possible. Tom?
All right, Gabe, we thank you. Now to those harrowing images from South Florida. A plane crashing right into a neighborhood lake, barely avoiding hitting homes. George Solis with the video tonight.
Tonight, dramatic video capturing the moment a small plane went down in South Florida, crashing into a neighborhood lake shortly after takeoff. Another angle of security camera footage showing the plane plunging into the water, barely missing nearby homes.
It sounded to me like two race cars smashing into each other.
From the ground, you can see just how close those houses are to where the plane hit.
Police tape is still all around this neighborhood. Right now, investigators still surveying the site where it's believed the plane crashed. There is still debris in the water.
Officials say 2 people in the plane were killed. Incredibly, no one on the ground was injured.
Fortunately, the plane did not strike any houses when it entered the water.
Officials say the plane was headed from Fort Lauderdale to Montego Bay, Jamaica, to deliver supplies for Hurricane Melissa relief efforts. Neighbor Zane Smith was nearby when the crash happened and saw the plane clip a tree before crashing into the lake.
I'm honestly just stricken up, because that could be anyone's family. We don't know who it is. I feel bad. That could have even been us,
Tom, this could have been so much worse with how close this crash occurred to so many of these homes in this neighborhood. Tonight, the FAA and NTSB are investigating the crash. Tom?
George Solis for us tonight. George, thank you. Now to our NBC News exclusive. An Army gynecologist is accused in a lawsuit of secretly recording his patients during intimate exams. The lawsuit alleges the doctor's misconduct goes back years. Courtney Cubey tonight with the exclusive.
When Jane Doe first met Army Dr. Blaine McGraw, she says she was hopeful he'd be able to help her with her pelvic pain and hormone irregularities.
I remember leaving my appointment excited that I had a doctor that finally listened to me.
She had several appointments with him spanning a year. But a few weeks ago, she got a call from Army criminal investigators.
They said, we're going to show you a picture from a video that was taken. Can you please identify this person? Let me know how you know them. And it was a picture of myself.
She says they told her Dr. McGraw had secretly recorded her recent breast and pelvic exams. She believes he slipped his phone into his pocket to film her. When was the moment that it sort of hit you what had actually happened here to you?
Probably about 5 minutes later when I got in my car and I was by myself. And I just sat there and I just started crying. And I just quit. I drove home for an hour and I just cried the entire way home.
NBC News is not identifying Jane to protect her privacy. Today she filed a lawsuit against McGraw alleging she is one of dozens of patients he preyed upon. The lawsuit alleges the Army gave cover to a predator in uniform by allowing him to keep seeing patients despite sexual misconduct claims dating back years, including unchaperoned exams, inappropriate comments, and unnecessary touching. An Army official says the hospital here has sent notification letters to more than 1,000 of Dr. McGraw's patients. And while that doesn't necessarily mean they were victims, a military official says Army investigators have already interviewed at least 25 women who they suspect being recorded by Dr. McGraw. Andrew Kobos is Jane Doe's lawyer.
How many potential victims have reached out to you?
We've fielded well over 60 victim phone calls.
In a statement, Dr. McGraw's attorney says he has been fully cooperative and says there's been inaccurate information from government sources. The Army says he was immediately suspended and is under criminal investigation. Jane's husband, who served more than 2 decades in uniform, says his whole family has been betrayed.
I mean, it's a brother or sister in arms, right? Never in my mind would I have thought a medical provider, especially an OBGYN, would take advantage of both the position as well as the profession.
What do you want to say to Army leadership right now who may have known about this?
Shame on you. Shame on you for letting this happen. Shame on you for not taking action. Shame on you for letting this predator continue to practice.
Courtney Kuby, NBC News, Fort Hood, Texas.